Hello you lovely people and welcome. This is VTOL VR. We are below deck on an aircraft carrier, currently in a briefing room. If I stand up and turn around I can show you if I don't hit anything. So you can see we have got lockers, some random AI soldier there. Yeah, carry on with your business mate, I ain't doing anything wrong. Stop looking at me. And yeah, so this is where we sit down and we select our bits and pieces. So obviously I'm signed in with my name. You can edit your flight suit colours, G-suit, things like that. Another thing to add just now, if I sound a little bit muffled, I've taped with Tamiya tape some foam over the two mic holes so that it doesn't get distorted while I talk. So now the downside is I sound a little bit quieter than I would be. But anyway, carrying on. So we can change our suit, our vest, straps, skin colour, anything, you name it, we can do it here. You've got your tutorials, Steam Workshop, so you can add extras, custom missions, liveries, things like that. Then you've got multiplayer, which is still a work in progress. This is still like I guess the early access, maybe. At that, just over that stage, it's like you know, fully released and everything. Now this will divide some people, this game. One, because of the way it looks graphically. Oh, it doesn't look real. Oh, you know, it doesn't look like anything like DCS. I don't think it's intended to be that way, obviously. If I'm honest, it reminds me of Tiny Combat Arena, which I did a review of months ago, but slightly better when it comes to looking at the aircraft, and graphically slightly better, but the terrain, buildings and things are a bit more blocky than what you would like. But you know, it swings and roundabouts. Doesn't look as good as DCS or Flight Simulator, but then again, all the functions work, weapons work, countermeasures. The AI may not be as sophisticated as DCS, but then again, the AI in DCS isn't that sophisticated anyway. So I mean, the main idea of this, I guess, is to get a multiplayer going with random people in a crew room, a briefing room. The person who owns a server up at the desk there, or the podium, and you can all chat beforehand, things like that. It's really good. I mean, there are some other videos out there. Operator Drewski does some really good videos on this, and he goes a bit more in depth into the multiplayer side of things. I suffer from anxiety, so going into multiplayers with people I don't know is quite difficult for me, so I tend not to do that, especially while I'm recording a video. But yeah, I find talking with others a bit difficult, so that's the reason why I'm not going to go into multiplayer. Anyway, controls. Let's go into controls. So I've got my two, I guess you could call them wands, handsets, whatever, and yeah, they grip, they point, they can do other weird and wonderful things with it. But it's a mixed media, because looking around everything with the headset, controlling everything with the hand controllers. Now this is weird because obviously you don't get any feedback from any of the controls you use, but at the same time you can do more sensitive and more precise maneuvers because of there being no resistance or dead zones or anything like that. It's all very, very slow moves, and you can get really good formation flying. When you go up to the tanker to refuel, you can get a much more relaxed and precise approach. So it has its upsides. I mean, it took me a little while to get used to not holding any throttles and stick, but at the same time it's different. It's good. It keeps your mind going, and it's very simple once you get used to it. So we'll move on. First, aircraft. This weird and wonderful thing here, AV-42C. I will just say that none of these planes are real life planes, but they are very, very similar to the ones that they're supposed to resemble, and you'll see once we get into it. Bar this one, which is like a vertibird slash that thing that's on Flight Sim from Halo. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, it's sort of a slash between that. Troop carrier cargo plane, vertical takeoff capable, like the Osprey but with jet engines, and it can carry weapons. Next one, the FA-26B. Wonder if you can guess what that is supposed to be, and no, it's not an F-22. Now, to me, that kind of reminds me slightly of the what was it? The F-15 Eagle with the extra canards. I cannot remember for the life of me, because I'm recording this video, what it's called. It had white livery with red and blue striping on it. But yeah, very similar to that. Called a Wasp. Pretty much everything in this game, is not really a simulation as such, is carrier capable, which I think is great, because then you're not excluded in any way, shape or form, and you can use different aircraft. It's a good way of using the various aircraft to do that. So air superiority fighter, basic. Next, that's the F-35 mixed with a little bit of the J-20 Mighty Dragon. Absolutely brilliant in this. Inside the cockpit, almost exactly the same as the F-35 in India Fox Techo's F-35 variant in Flight Sim. But this F-35 actually works, unlike the real thing, and it's a mixture of the A, B and C, so you can short takeoff, landing, vertical takeoff, cat and trap, and then obviously conventional. Very good, a lot of fun to fly in this. And those are the three that you get with the game. Then there are a couple of extras which are like £7 each. AH-94, which is a mix between the RAH-66 Comanche and the Apache. And then you've got the T-55, which is in essence the T-50, which is also known as the Golden Eagle, flown by the Black Eagle display team, South Korea. It's got the split air brakes at the back, single engined. It's essentially an updated F-16 with 2 air intakes and a tandem seat. A lot of fun. And for £14, I think I paid £14 for both the T-55 and the AH-94. very much worth it. And the helicopter brings a whole new dimension to the game. It really does. The controls, sensations, everything completely different to everything else in the game. So worth a buy if you are looking to get that. So I guess I suppose we better select something. So I'm going to go with the F-45A. We're just going to do a quick flight, and then you can do free flights, you can do counter bomb. They've all got their own little missions inside. So we'll select that. We're Alpha 1-1. This is your briefing. There's no objectives or enemies. Excellent. That's all I need for this section. Configure. Here we go. This bit is fantastic. And welcome to the hangar. As you can see, very F-35-ish already. But if I look over here, go to liveries, and we come to the RAF F-35. Okay, that. Now let's look at it now. Oh, look at that. It's the F-35. 617 Dam Busters. Yay! So, we can actually walk around the hangar as well. I mean, just ignore that bit there. And that's an F-35. And whoever did this livery did a fantastic job. Even got the hunchback at the top. We've got the launch bar at the bottom there, so we can also go cat. I mean, like I say, don't expect too much from this, but they've done an absolutely fantastic job at this. They really have. It looks really good. And this is, I'll quickly go over here so I don't have to select it. But this is the, I can't remember what it was called, the F-26 or whatever it is. So the F-15 essentially. But with a few stealth qualities, folding wings. Again, it's got a launch bar, and it has a arrestor hook. There's the AV-42, all kitted out with Hellfires and rocket pods. Nice. I think it's a Gal 30 or something like that. I'm sure that there is that on that in here, but the weapons are pretty much the real thing, which I will show you now. Right, let me get a little bit closer. Okay, here we go. So yeah, in the hangar we can configure the aircraft. I'm not sure what that is. That's new. Never seen that before. I know I have just done an update on it. Anyway, you can do day, night, morning. Morning's quite nice to fly. Not done any night flying yet, but there is night vision goggles. Here, if we twist a knob, we can change how much fuel, blah blah blah. Up here is your chaff and flares, and you can set it up for symmetrical loadout. You can do asymmetrical just by clicking that, and then when you click a pylon, it will just add it to that pylon. Whereas if I go into cannon, we've got Gal 22 Redeemer. We'll equip that, although it should have one in there anyway. Okay, let's do this quickly. So we've got AIM 120s, but D variant advanced. We can put those into the main bays underneath, but you can change it. You can put in the general Mark 82s, GBU 12s, 39s, AGM 161s, which are anti-surface standoff, GBU 38, Mark 83s, for a bigger boom. You've got the AGM 145 ballista anti-tank, and then you've got GBU 53s, which are glide bombs basically. And you have different options depending on which pylon they go on. So if we go back and work our way out, so we've got the internal bays. You can put AGM 145 ballistas if you're going for ground attack. Air superiority, you can go for AIM 9+, which I guess would be an AIM 9X or something like that. So that we can equip that. Going out further, we've got AIM 9+, AIM 120 is Mark 82, GBU 12, AGM 161. Then you've got external fuel tanks, GBU 38s, I believe they're JDAM, or thereabouts, Mark 83s, and 145 ballistas again. I'm not going to, I suppose I could actually go for the external fuel and equip that, just to, actually no, we'll detach that. And we'll go back out of this, and now we can launch. Okay, so this is a nice little addition before going into a mission. Align with your seat, get your helmet ready. There's my helmet. Grab it and put on my helmet. Didn't need to have that in it, but you know, it's nice. Nice little addition. Okay, so here we are inside the F-35. Slight differences, obviously you don't have the cowpie. We've got extra switches, an MP3 player for some weird reason, internal lighting, launch bars, hook. All the VTOL is done with gripping the stick and then pulling the little, there's like a little analog stick. You push that forwards and backwards, it will move the engine about. Now to get this thing, now like I said, this part will divide people. I mean, you can see it's not that detailed, but it does look good and it serves a purpose. Again, with this, the sounds are not brilliant. The APU is louder than the engine, so get ready for this. We'll switch on the battery. Main battery on. APU. It's a horrible, horrible noise. And start turning on power. HMD. So we have head up and held mounted display. Main screen. There we go. F-35 anyone. Even got the little swap bit there. And in there we can change to whatever we want. Put the visor down on the helmet. Night vision. Master arm, obviously. Let's start this engine up. So let me shut this APU down. We'll shut down the APU and close the canopy. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, it's slightly different to what I'm used to doing. Adding lights on, and we can put the internal switches on. Right, so we will go with weapons, we'll go with radar, we'll go with nav, and we will go with RWR. There we go. Okay, so we're going to expand these because you can't put any other options in for the moment. This is still a work in progress, this game. So we can power the radar on by pushing the screen there. We can raise the seat up and down, which is pretty cool. You can move your control column to make things a little bit easier for you. In fact, that goes down a little bit, and I'm going to drop the seat ever so slightly. There we go, that'll do. So yeah, like I say, it says mixed media. I'm using rudder pedals for the steering, ground steering, brakes, and obviously a rudder, and I'm using everything else is VR. And there's our little dude. I like to knock the bobble head before we move. Take parking brake off. Okay, and grip. And power up. Another thing we can do is go to menu, spectator cam, and I'm going to put in camcorder, and hi, and I can grab that and put it wherever I like, and I should be able to see a preview. There we go. Hi. So yeah, we if I, we can change things and whatever, but if I do that, oh, I hate it when it does that, sorry. We look around, you can see what I'm doing. I can grab that, I can stick it outside the aircraft if I want to. Looking back, I can show you different parts of the aircraft, but it's nice to have in cockpit. There we go. So let's get the show on the road. Taxi down to the end of the runway. And I can change your spectator view at any point. Now you can see on my head-up display there it says tilt. So now we're in, I'm going to do vertical takeoff, short takeoff and landing, or we can just do conventional. Air brakes on there as well. Really good. We can start that again. I've got little grips that I can hold on to as I'm trundling along to the end of the runway, which is a nice little extra as well. Stop that for the minute. If you look up there, just up there, you'll see that there is a tanker flying around. So I'm going to catch up with him in a minute. And what I'll do is I will cut to where I'm, cut bits out so the video is not too long. there's nothing coming. Rightio. Let's stick the power on for the radar now. Okay. It's not a sensor of interest, which I should be able to switch it over, because then I can use my little stick here to move the little pipper around so I can lock onto stuff. So I'm not going to be able to show you that in this one, but yeah, let's roll. And throttle up to the gate, brakes off, and afterburner on. Gear up. And I'll just fly you over the city here. Like I say, the terrain's not brilliant. I mean, very jaggedy around the edges. Come out of afterburn. Right. And you can see the city's very blocky. The textures aren't brilliant, but again, it just serves a purpose. You've got helipads down there you can land on. You can fly through those roads, not through them, but low and along those roads. When you're in missions, tanks and stuff roll through there, so you have to avoid hitting the buildings. You've got oil rigs over here that you can land on. There's usually a carrier here somewhere. Anyway, let's find the let's go and find the tanker, which is just up there, so I'm going to speed up. So we've got the tanker just flying over there. Yeah, about 280. So I open my fuel port. Okay, and he knows now that I want to tank. There we go, ready for a disaster. Watch the guide lights, and then the boom operator will do everything for me. Just that I'm incapable of actually doing that sort of thing. Right height. Okay, so green. Just need to get a little bit closer.
Contact. We'll top it off. Out of range.
Wait.
Contact. Refueling. Disconnecting. Hold it together now.
Yeah, I'm trying. Sorry, dude. It's not the easiest thing in the world for me to do.
Contact. Hold it right there. Out of range.
Yeah,
Disconnecting.
I tried. Okay, I'll show you the gun quickly. Okay, it's a nice explosive ammo. Close the refueling port. That'd be a good idea. Right, know where that carrier is. Dump some fuel if I can. Yeah, I think I have to do it on the page there. I'll do it in a sec. Destroyed an oil rig. There we go. At least we've blown something up. Oh, there's a camera. There's a carrier. Let's bring the speed back down. Okay, so we want fuel config. Start dumping.
Fuel dumped. Fuel dumped.
Yep, I know.
Fuel dumped. Fuel dumped. Fuel dumped. Fuel dumped. Fuel dumped. Fuel dumped. Fuel dumped.
Got a long way to go before we become ready.
Fuel dumped. Fuel dumped. Fuel dumped.
Could just eject, I suppose.
Fuel dumped. 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 Fuel dumped.
See, it has a redundancy that you can't release an aim any AIM 120s or AIM 9s without being locked onto a target.
Fuel dumped.
Can you?
Fuel dumped.
Thank you. Another great thing is that if you need any help approaching the carrier at all, we look onto the actual map here. If we overfly the carrier now, when that appears in here, you'll see that there's a sort of like a train track running up to it. And we eventually catch up with it. There we go. See, you've got to get your aircraft in there. Obviously, look what you're doing. I'm going to stop that now because I am going to slow the aircraft down, put it in a hover. Get it to slow down slightly. Bit high, obviously. Won't really sort of Didn't really want to land, but as we're here, why not? Gear down. Slow that descent rate, Jesus. Minus 3,400 feet a second. Per minute, sorry. Get in line with him. Oh, hey! Okay. Messing this up good and proper. Just get it down. Get it down. It's a lot harder than it bloody looks, you know. Oh God. Bloody hell. You know what? I'm just going to go around.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
Fully aware of the landing gear. Let's get the hook down.
Bingo fuel.
Yeah, I'm well aware of that as well, thanks. Okay, it's going to be rough. Please hit the wires.
Over G.
There we go. That weren't bad if I say so myself. Alright. I'm going to park up now.
Ready to rearm and refuel.
Okay, so that's how you rearm and refuel. I did not know that. There's the brake. Should be a brake here somewhere. Wings up. And yeah, we'll shut down now. Be ready to not speak to you through the camera. So, yeah, this is VTOL VR. I may go into depth a bit more on it, depending on if there's any interest, or I may just do it for the fun of it, and we'll see. But, yeah, it's a lot of fun, and completely unexpected, to be honest. Very, very good. So if you've got a VR set and you haven't got VTOL VR, rude me not to look at you with my visor up. Yeah, I've lost my train of thought. Get yourself VTOL VR if you have a headset of any type, and it's PC compatible, because this game is hilariously funny. It can get really intense sometimes, and even if it doesn't look as good as some of the other simulators or games out there, don't knock it unless you try it. This is one of those games that, yes, it may not look fantastic, but by God, the gameplay, absolutely brilliant. It really is. Which I'm all for. I could, as long as I can get into a jet, it's relatively easy. It's not high fidelity as such, where you've got to warm up the targeting pods and things like that, but you've got to switch things on, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, and it just adds, you know, to the whole thing. It's yeah, like I say, it's not high fidelity. Just looking around the cockpit, hold on. So I mean, looking around the cockpit, it's just a few switches, and then when the screen is on, it's just turned itself off because I didn't put the APU on. I mean, everything's clearly labelled. It took me like 2 seconds to learn what I needed to do in this, because I've obviously played DCS and Flight Sim. But if you've played any of those other games, then this will be a breeze for you, and it's hilarious in multiplayer. It really is. And I can't wait to actually get into the T-55 or T-50 Golden Eagle, whatever you want to call it, and do some two-seat flying, because that's just going to be great. So, let me know if you want to see further videos, if you can be bothered to leave a comment. If not, I may just continue to run for the hell of it anyway. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.